Hi. How are you? I hope you're doing fine, just as I am. We are. Welcome to the beautiful, the illustrious podcast, King Talk. But it's just not King Talk. We have our good friend, Emperor Queen, Brianna. Girl!
Hi, guys.
Audience clap. Audience clap.
Thanks.
Audience is clap. Thank you. Alright, as you can see, this is not no regular thing. This shit right here, this shit is real. This shit is wild. This shit is out of control. Introduce yourself. Now I'm taking off of me. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, brother Rob.
You going to introduce
How you
yourself?
doing? It's your boy Jay Will. Tune into the King Talk podcast. So we about to get into some topics right now. King Talk.
And
Queen Talk
Queen
right now
Talk.
because we got the Queen right now.
Yes.
Queen Bree.
Yes. Hi, guys.
So,
Should I introduce myself, or are you guys gonna read my bio?
hey.
Nah, introduce yourself.
You know.
Introduce
Oh my
yourself to the
gosh.
people.
Hi guys, my name's Brianna Baville. I am a Clark Atlanta University graduate. I just graduated this past May.
See
A
you.
young alumni, you know. I actually am a producer with Rolling Out. James also works at Rolling Out. Shout out to them, you know. Hey, if you're watching. Yeah, I make films, I make documentaries, that's what I do. And yeah. That's pretty much it.
That's it. How's Post-Grad?
Lord Jesus.
Man.
You know what? I'm actually doing a documentary on post-graduation mental health and depression. So tune in for my answer and others' answers. But the short answer, it's been a lot of highs and lows. I was in an extremely dark space right after graduation. And it was crazy because at the time that I graduated, I had an opportunity. I had a full-time job with an audiovisual company. And I hated it with a passion. Like, it was the worst thing I've ever done. I still work with them part-time, but I tried to make I had got to a point, I don't know if you go, let me just start over. I don't know if you've seen Will Smith's Instagram, but he has a video on there, just like a while back, where he says, you know, he doesn't have any plan Bs. Like, he just has a plan A. And I was like, after graduation, it had got to a point where I was like, you know what, I want to focus on my plan A. I'm tired of having side jobs, because prior to graduating, like, all my friends know me as the person that I always had a job. Like, I always was doing something, whether it was in my field or an internship or just a side hustle or side job. Like, I was always doing something, and I got tired of working in retail or like at restaurants, and I tried to make even my side hustles match my purpose and my passion and what I wanted to do. So I did keep, although I said I hated that full-time job, I did keep it in my back pocket, because that's kind of like my, I guess you could say, my pay the bills job. And since then, I have been, I can't really say the name, but I've been a production assistant on a feature film. I'm about to be a production assistant on another feature film. They're both coming out in 2020. One is with Paramount. The other one, I can't really say because there's NDAs and they don't want me to.
But things are starting to go in motion.
Right, things are starting to go in motion. I'm not, it's still entry level, if that makes sense.
Which one with Paramount?
I can't tell you. It's still under an alias. It's not. I can't. I can tell you when cameras aren't rolling, but I can't. I can't say if this is gonna go.
So would you say, at least post-grad, is it more so of a thing like trusting your process?
Yeah.
Like trusting your own flow? Because I know, like, personally, like right now, I mean, going into spring semester next year, about to be on the cusp of graduating, it's like a real, like, nervous time for me. So it's like, same thing, kind of like how you were feeling. Like, what am I gonna do?
I was really depressed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, my house, I would, like, it just, I wasn't motivated for anything.
Yeah.
Like, right after. It was, I felt like I was stuck. And then I was going to work, and the guys that I was working, one, it's audiovisual, so there's not a lot of females in that industry. And I was more so on the film production track. So I never really did, like, audio, setting up screens and, like, doing audio and stuff like that. But And those guys were in it for like 20 years. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be here for the next 20 years. Like, I'm trying to get out. What? I was like, wait a minute. This is not me, guys. Like, this is not what I want to do at all. So I started feeling stuck, and they even started saying, oh, so, where do you see yourself in the company in the next 5 years? I'm like, I don't see myself in the company with the next 5 years. And I started getting really depressed because, like, it was just, I don't know, I was still also processing the fact that I graduated. But yeah, I would say, if I had to sum it up, I would say, make sure you have fun your last semester. Make sure you make as many connections with as many professors, as many people. Network across, for real. I know that sounds corny, but like, you just never know. I have a friend right now, and like, he's younger, so I always forget. I think he's about to be a senior after this next semester. And we started out as interns at Rolling Out. And granted, I work with Rolling Out as well. Also, I didn't mention that before, but I work with Rolling Out, and he is working with Turner now. So you just never know who you're gonna. And he's still in school. Like, you just never know who you're gonna meet. I would definitely say network across, have fun, take every moment in.
Yeah.
And I can't stress that enough, because like, I feel like I was so wrapped up in, oh my God, I'm graduating.
So instead of focusing on now, you just focus on like what's gonna happen next year.
Exactly. And I didn't take in graduation, like even the actual day. I felt like my mind was elsewhere. Like, I was so busy processing everything else that I didn't have time to actually take in the actual day and like realize like, this is 4 years worth of hard work, and this is a special time, and you need to take that in, because you only get it once. You only get that feeling once, for real.
Damn.
So take everything in. Don't take anything for granted. Take this time and really hug it, like, because, and I was telling this to Shakayla today, like, just being here. I came for homecoming, but I just came the actual day. I didn't come for the whole week, you know what I mean? And just being here, and I'm here today because I'm trying to set something up, be a good alumni and like help my peoples, giving back.
Could you plug that right quick? Come back. Come back.
Okay, but come back when you have, when you have a foundation or something that you want to share. But, what was I about to say? Don't make me lose my train of thought.
You told me today.
Yes, I was telling Shakayla today, like, I really miss this place so much. Like, I almost cried on the promenade. Like, just the little things that you never think you're gonna miss. Right.
Like what?
Just like everything. Just being here, seeing the atmosphere. Having the chance. And I always said when I was here, like, college is weird because you feel like you have no time at all, but you really have all the time in the world. And I'm like, now I wish I had just time to just go to the caf and like go to the library and like get work done. Now I'm just like, go to sleep, do this, go to work, do this. Like, you don't have time once you graduate. Like, everything is leading up to something. Like, you don't get this moment, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that you guys just got out of class and you're just like, oh, let's shoot a podcast. Like, you don't get that time unless you make that time and you are either getting paid or it's gonna lead you somewhere else.
But it's more convenient to do it while you're in school rather than like out of school. I feel you on that. I got you on that.
And also, and then I'm gonna shut up and we go to the next topic. But also, like, make sure whatever you're doing after graduation or whatever you're about to do, or even if you don't know, because even after I graduated, I was like, well, shoot, maybe I should go to grad school. Maybe, like, I shouldn't have done this, because maybe I should have done medicine or something where I was gonna, because I have a friend that she went to school for engineering and now she's making like $83,000. I'm like, well, shit, I'm just a filmmaker freelancing in Atlanta. Like, what am I doing? But, like, make sure before you leave, I would say make sure you have a conversation with yourself and say, is this truly what I want? Nobody else. Is this what you want? Because at the end of the day, when you get that piece of paper, and that's really all it is. Like, when I actually got the degree, I was like, oh, Like,
that's it.
It's a piece of paper. Like, I don't know if I expected fireworks to come out of it or what, but, you know, like, make sure you're happy and fulfilled with that, like, recognition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that piece of paper, like, you have to be happy with the choices that you make once you get out of here. Like, and everybody is gonna tell you, go this way, go that way, but you have to really want it. Whatever you're doing, whatever you want to do, like, make sure it's you, nobody else. Because you don't want to end up unhappy. Like, I could have been with this full-time job that I had, and my mom was mad. She was like, you know, you have a full-time job, you're about to make more than you've ever made, like, why? And I'm like, that's not
what you want to do.
That's not my plan A, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, what's the next topic, guys?
God, that was a hell of a stick.
Oh my God.
Give that some praise.
I hate being in front of the camera, by the way. This is a disclosure. I don't typically do this. I am
It's okay.
Pre-production and a little bit of post-production, but I love you guys.
You're good. Thank you so much.
It's hot as fuck.
Thank you.
I don't know
You
why
got
I
on a
didn't
leather
You want to
jacket.
ask
a little while, like.
So look, one of the first topics, we know that
we want to get into the shits.
She had on a shirt from Paris.
Oh, snap.
She had on, we went to see Drake in
got some
Paris.
lint, though.
I know.
You need a lint
What's
roller?
your sweater?
I
mean, it's a scarf.
Did you know weed was made out of lint roller? You can
Okay,
What?
we're not going to talk about that. Leave me alone.
One of the first questions we're going to ask you is that we know that you're a Summer Walker fan.
I am.
How do
You
feel?
purposely did this shit. 'Cause we had this conversation a couple days ago.
How do you feel about her? For one, how do you feel about her and her introvertness and being a superstar that's an introvert?
I absolutely love this woman. I think she makes dope music. And I feel like society makes it so that people aren't allowed to be human. I don't agree. I feel like if she realized this, I do think it is important for people to get their money back. And I do think she should have, like, in her bio, like, you know, or when people are doing VIP things, and me and you had this conversation too, like, when people are doing VIP, like, tickets, she should have on the ticket, hey, I don't give hugs, or hey, like, don't ask certain questions. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because I agree with her. You know, energy is transferable. Like, if I came in here on some, okay, fuck everybody, I don't want to do this shit, that would have affected everybody in the room. It would have.
Yeah, that's true.
It would have left everybody feeling a little weird. And when I feel like you should, if you're on that type of level, like, where people, you know, are constantly wanting to take pictures with you and everything, honestly, I don't know if I would want to do it either, because she said it best. Like, you know, you can't look like Beyonce every day. Like, some days I don't want to wear my wig. I just want to wear a hat and a big sweater and call it a day. Right. Like, I don't need people coming up to me like, oh my God, like, I love you. Can I take a picture? Like, please. Yeah, like,
don't you,
I would have been like, can't you leave me alone?
Don't you think, though, I mean, I agree with you on that point, but, like, if you're going into that entertainment industry and you want to be in this industry and you know, like, the rules and the politics and everything that goes with it, I feel like that's the price of fame. Like, it's expected. I mean, I still understand, like...
But I also feel like a lot of people, like, forget that not everybody grew up like Michael Jackson or Beyonce, who's been doing this. They've literally been conditioned to do this for years and trained. It takes a certain type of training to do that on that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not everybody is a performer, one. And two, like, not everybody has that. You know what I mean? Just not everybody's built for that. So, but I don't think it's fair to shun her, especially on social anxiety, because that shit is real.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And isn't that mental health?
Right, it is. It's a part of mental health, and I feel like especially in our community, people are just like, oh, please, like, nothing's wrong with you. Like, even me having a conversation with my mom, I was like, you know, even when I was in high school, I wanted to see a therapist. I was like, you know, I think it would be dope if our whole family got into it and did, like, family therapy. Not saying nothing was wrong with my family per se, but you know, it just talking about familial issues with somebody who's not in our family would have been dope. And my mom's like, I'm your therapist. What do you need therapy for? I'm not about to pay nobody to talk about my problems.
Therapy's not really common like black communities.
It's not. And I feel like that's so sad. Because I feel like a lot, and I was just having this conversation the other day too, like especially on college campuses, like our freaking counseling service is trash. I don't know if you guys ever gone.
I know.
I have, and they literally like, I went there one day and I was like, hey, like I really want to just sit and talk to somebody, and she was like, what do you need to talk about? And I'm in the middle of the waiting area, like there were 2 students in the room. I'm like, bruh, I just want to talk to somebody, like can you just get me? She's like, well, we're booked, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, okay, well, you know. And she's like, we can fit you in for like 2 weeks later. And I'm like, you know, I could have killed myself by then, but like you just, and I feel like
because they're the people you're supposed to turn to,
right? And I personally feel like it would be dope if we can fit it, like we can do evaluations before people come to school, so that way, like, you know, like, okay, Brianna, due to Brianna's, like, evaluation, like, when you're a senior in high school, you do an evaluation, and it would test, like, your mental stability. So that way, your schedule, especially freshman year, could be geared towards, or can be tailored to whatever you have going on. So say I do have a social anxiety, and I, like, and my freaking advisor schedules me, like, 10,000 speaking classes, like, that's going to freak me out. I might not want to go to class. I might not want to do the assignments because I have such anxiety towards that subject. If they did some type of evaluation, just like they do for jobs, like they do mental stability tests when you're trying to apply for jobs sometimes. So I feel like if they fit it in your schedule where we could have somebody to talk to maybe once a week, or for 30 minutes a week, whatever, or every other week, or even once a month. If we were to fit it in our schedules from freshman year, I feel like it would help a lot of people just navigate that transition, and I feel like a lot of people wouldn't drop out, because I know people personally who didn't feel like they had anybody to talk to and were severely depressed and ended up leaving. So, and I really feel like if we nipped it in the butt, and not even just HBCUs, just schools, period. I feel like if mental health was more of a conversation from the beginning, it would make more people stay. Like people would gain comfortability. People would understand like their transition and where they flow, or like get a better understanding of what they're here for. You know what I mean? In a way, I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. I feel like, and also too, because for me, I got a therapist back home, and I still talk to her. I got her number too. I still talk. Shout out to you. I still talk to her, and I feel like that's very important, because, in like you were saying with energy, I understand the Summer Walker thing, because I got to a point where, you know, you give all your energy to people and you ain't got shit coming. I gave all my energy. People would call me, and I just gave and then I just had a breakdown. I'm talking about a breakdown. Like I was burbling shit, crying, punching shit, and just crazy shit. And I still didn't want to see it there. It took somebody very close and near and dear to my heart to call and set that appointment up for me to go, because I wasn't going to do it myself. So I do feel like we need people like friends to hold us, you know what I mean? Like, to hold us accountable. Like, bruh, look, I'm going to set this for you. Go. Even walk with their ass and make them go. Because this shit is getting ridiculous. Like, it's very sad. It makes me sad. It hurts my heart.
Yeah, when you go to therapy too, though, you got to be open and willing to have that conversation with your therapist too, though. Because that made a good point, because I know when I was younger and when my parents got divorced, my mom made me go to therapy. But I was like 13 at the time. But like, I was so opposed to it. Like, I wouldn't talk to the therapist. I would kind of like brush off the questions. But I didn't realize till probably like going into college, freshman year, I was like, I was really like angry at both my parents. And I still like, their divorce still kind of plays like a part in me. As like plays a part in like how like I'm like emotionally invested in relationships, not even just like romantic, but like friends, family, and just like my own like personal vibes. So it's like when you go to therapy, like be willing to open yourself up with your therapist.
Now imagine you going through all of your personal things, right? And then 50 million people are coming at you or commenting under every single thing that you do. And
That's
like
true.
you go to the grocery store and like 20 people come up to you and try to take a picture, and you already have whatever you're going through. You already have that going on.
Right.
And then on top of that, your whole career is based off of being vulnerable as fuck in front of everybody.
Right.
Like, that's a lot. And I feel like people don't take that into consideration when it comes to Summer Walker. Like, she is being, like, her albums in general are very personal. I don't know if you guys have listened to her older music too, but she's very, very personal. Like, and that's a lot. That takes a lot. Right. So I
feel like she can.
I love her. So.
I feel like even with Summer Walker, like you, like The Weeknd. The Weeknd talk about some real shit.
Oh, okay, I got
But The Weeknd is like he's not as accessible. Like he took his social media shit off, but I know that he it like will coming into it. Even coming into it.
Also, though, I don't know if y'all also know this. She's like 23, 24.
I thought
she's young as fuck.
She was like 19.
No,
nah.
She's like our age. So I couldn't imagine that right now in this present moment. Like,
especially that's a lot.
That's a lot. And that's nobody ever takes that into consideration.
Trolls, leave Summer Walker alone.
Go, like, disappear. But that's not realistic in 2019. People don't delete social media unless they're going on some kind of cleanse. Like, people want to be able to say how they're feeling and without being attacked by all of their so-called fans. Like, I completely I agree with the VIP, the meet and greet thing. Like, yeah, you should put a disclaimer out there because there are expectations that come with people paying an extra price to come see you. But when it comes to simple stuff like she shouldn't be able to post or she shouldn't be able to go out with your friends, most people who have anxiety are not anxious around their close friends. That doesn't even make sense. Like, she's going to be awkward at an award show, and unless you have already established yourself and put yourself all the way at the top like Beyonce, it looks bad to not go accept awards at shows. Yeah. They're going to talk about you for that too. So she's getting attacked for going and being awkward. She would have been attacked for not going. Like there's really no winning. Yeah, you know, like it's really not fair.
That's a strong point. What's Tumblr?
Tumblr.
We want to talk about since we're on the thing of music, this Grammy shit.
I thought you were gonna. Are you gonna talk about Lizzo?
Oh yes. Let's talk about it.
I got things to say.
I just won $1,000. I'm just winning money all day. Go ahead.
What?
How you won $1,000? You can't just breeze past that.
Right. Your credit scores.
Get my split. Where my cut?
Hey, man.
I'm in distress.
Yeah, where my cut?
Right.
You got people. 1, 2, 3,
just
4,
like
5,
the
6,
Proud
7.
Family.
Okay.
The dog.
Hey, $100 per person. Come on now.
You said the dog.
I said the dog too.
$100.
No, it said I can earn up to $1,000.
Oh my gosh. Again, edit this out.
How do you feel about this? This is my issue. How do you feel about Lizzo winning at the Soul Train Awards?
I actually didn't watch the Soul Train Awards. I stopped watching award shows a long time ago. But yeah, I was just about to say, what award? What category was it?
A soul, R&B and soul.
Was it for her album or?
It was for, I think, because she beat Ari Lennox.
Yeah, I know, and I was pissed about that.
Yeah,
exactly. And now they have her.
Like, what?
And that's.
But also, I think Lizzo is dope. I think
what is she?
What do you mean? What is she?
Is she pop? Is she rap? Is she sing?
That's the thing, though. I don't think it should have been for that category. I don't think it should have been for that category. What category was
so
it?
she won for her album "Cause I Love You" for the Soul Train Awards, and she won for her music video "Juice."
What was the category?
Soul female artist.
Soul female artist.
Oh, wait,
she was the nominee. She won the album. She beat out
Ari.
Who was in the category?
Let's see.
That's also something that I would like to know. If it was it Lizzo?
It was only
her was in there too.
Her won a Grammy.
Oh no, it was just.
It was only 3. LMA.
Okay.
Ari Lennox, Lizzo.
She needs the Grammys. That's it.
Okay.
So
it was only 3. So it was "Cause I Love You," Lizzo, Shea Butter Baby, Ari Lennox, and LMA.
So here's the thing.
Only 3 nominees. Thanks.
I think Lizzo is dope. I think what she represents is amazing. I think she's also worked very hard. A lot of people don't know this. That one song, like
didn't it come out like
it came out years ago.
That's what I'm saying. So
and she's been pushing this one single to go, and like I'm happy for her. I think it's dope.
Yeah, it's no shade to Lizzo.
Yeah,
it's no shade at all. I think she's an amazing.
But we talking
artist.
about the Soul Train Awards and R&B.
What she does, what I do like about Lizzo is the fact that I listen to a lot of jazz also. So the fact that she incorporates, oh my god.
Don't come on me. I'm sorry. No,
excuse this man.
Bring the puppy?
You have to ask the puppy's parents.
Yes, hi puppy. So
what happened?
Somebody
Hustlers.
Great. No. Somebody
she
Great
was in
on
Hustlers
Netflix.
too.
Yeah, but Hustlers came out after Somebody Great. And the scene
yeah.
where Gina Rodriguez and her friends are in the kitchen and they're literally just I just took a
didn't
DNA
know
test. That's when most people looked up the song and that's when she like blew up. But nobody was really listening to Lizzo before that movie came out. And that movie, because it's a Netflix movie and it was actually good, trended very fast because everybody was like, go watch Someone Great on Netflix.
So it kind of had like a similar effect when
Childish
Gambino,
yeah,
when you like at the Emmys, he shout out Migos like Bamboozing, and then next thing you know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they would have used her music in Hustlers had it not been so successful.
And she had a part in Hustlers too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I think she landed that part because of her fame from the
Is it a boy or girl?
Yeah.
I don't think
but
people were listening to her.
But for her to win,
she shouldn't have beat out Ari Lennox.
She shouldn't have been in that category.
Not Shea Butter Baby, no.
Oh, not
you talking about soul R&B music? No.
But you know, a lot of people don't like Ari though.
Why?
A lot of people don't rock with Ari's music like that.
Yeah,
and I
that's
think
true.
they
like
should
Ari.
re-listen.
I actually
That's
didn't
true.
like the album that much. Like I'm one of those people. But
It's
I
a
would
lot
say
of
I would put
songs.
her album
Yeah.
above Lizzo's if we're talking about the Soul Train. I don't even understand why Lizzo's music was at the Soul
Because she's
Train.
black. See, can
Okay,
we say
okay.
this? One thing about when we do about this, the black faces and the black culture and stuff like this. Be with me when I say this. Bree, you probably gonna trip. When we do this, let's not be overly black, if that makes sense. Put people in their right places.
Expound that. Talk about that.
That's what
a
I'm
little
saying.
more.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's not overdo it. We want all of our artists to be pushed in the forefront and stuff, but let's give everybody they just do, and let's not be on no dumbass shit. Because motherfuckers try to say that was a political move with her, and I feel like that's not political. Where the fuck is that political when Lizzo was in the soulful thing? Lizzo's not soulful in my degree. I don't know. She is.
She has soul elements in her music.
Lizzo, don't shoot me. You have soul elements in your music, but when we talking about Ari, her
album was Ari Lennox's album was the epitome to me of modern soul. Like she has a lot of original soul elements, like things that, you know, God, why can't I think of anybody's name? Just people from way back in the day, like Marvin Gaye type vibes, like that are mixed in with modern. Did you listen to Shea Butter Baby?
No, but I just listen to Ari talk, and I know she has it. So
oh my god!
When we talk about, I listen to some songs, not all. I listen to some.
I got you,
You
bro.
like,
just listen to BMO.
No, I listen to something else with the apartment. I got my own apartment. Yeah, my new apartment, and then a new apartment. You
But
feel me?
that song is lit. And then the little, like, I be in my apartment singing the hell out of that song. Like,
cussing out your furniture and stuff.
yes. I felt every word. Dollar Tree wine glass with Andre? What? That shit, I felt that. Andre, the wine. That's what she's talking about. The $5 wine at Walmart. That is what she's talking about.
Listen, I drink Douce and Hennessy.
She said, okay.
I drink Douce and Hennessy. But do you feel like she deserves...
I feel like she deserves
Not taking nothing away from Lizzo. Lizzo is a great talent. I like how Lizzo get down.
And I also... honestly, I mean, granted, everything is public now. Like, people go, like Shakayla said, people go and say whatever they feel on social media. Do I feel like social media was the place to vent all of that? Maybe not. But I do understand where her frustration is because she put a lot into that album. And she's also, a lot of people don't know this, but... and I have footage, so this is not just me pulling this out of my ass. Ari Lennox came and performed here and got keyed Like nobody knew who she was.
Perform
She came to Clark and performed. This was for some panel. I don't know if
What's
you guys
Keed?
were. Oh, you don't know what Keed
Lord.
is?
When you
Has the
bring- when you
AUC
bring your
changed
keys
that much?
Again.
Lord.
That's key.
From 20, I
What?
just got here last
Wait
year.
a minute.
I
You
got here in
don't keep
2018.
nobody?
Did you know?
I know.
No, they don't do that no more.
That's crazy.
How come
They
she's
don't keep
freshman?
people. What year are
I'm
y'all?
going to 2018. You should have told me.
Oh my God, what year are you? Shit.
They don't keep.
I need to
people
go
anymore.
home. I'm really
That's the thing.
old.
But they were
They stopped
they were
doing
keying at the
That's because it's some of us who didn't graduate on time.
Oh,
That means
shit.
you're gonna be dead in the next year. I'm just saying, they don't keep people anymore.
That's really
that
depressing.
used to
the
be
fact
like
that
a
they don't
CAU,
know.
I don't even remember.
AUC culture.
If you were trash, you were getting keyed. Like,
They
get
brought
off
their
the
keys
stage,
in the middle
bye.
and just
Yeah, I
In
remember
the
that,
middle
like,
of people
freshman
were
year.
disrespectful as hell
Yeah.
here. And they literally keyed her off the stage. Like,
Not these two little kids.
oh my God. He gotta put one on. Literally, if you were trash, that's what the entire audience would do. That's what the entire audience would do. And she
Baby
came
ass
here
kid.
and nobody knew who she was.
They
For
don't like
real.
this.
Well, where the cards?
Nobody knew who she was.
This is
So
not-
she's
when'd you
been
come
grinding
to-
for years.
What year was this? When'd you come? Do you remember?
I have to look back at one of the videos, but
Damn,
I
you
think
is
it was
old.
like,
You don't remember?
you know what? It wasn't that long ago, okay? It was when she came and opened when Amber Rose came with Jacquees.
That's a Rose panel, bitch?
Jacquees came
They
like
came
6
and
times.
talked about
Nuts.
safe
That little
sex.
panel.
It was really interesting.
Yeah.
Wait,
That was
was
like
that
sophomore
live?
year.
Yeah, so
okay.
2016.
Yeah,
So this happened 2016, so-
Nobody listen to that shit. They just can't get one autograph, nigga. I would have taken that Rose. This was that shit.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. The next, but you
But-
got your hand up. Oh.
Cause I don't want to keep interjecting. You can't see me, so it's weird.
I was gonna say, can we like
No.
put
No!
No, not.
Okay.
You want your? Can she get her camera?
No, I don't need to be on the
Come
camera. I
sit.
just have something to
What time
say.
is it?
Say hi.
It is.
Oh,
It's
okay.
5:50.
Hi. Anyway, I think another issue that people are like forgetting is that Lizzo is listened to by white people, black
Which is
people.
really
She's
what-
pop.
And this is
That
my
drives
thing. She
crossover.
makes pop music, right?
She's pop.
So why not give the artists who strictly are for the black audience, why not give them their shine on an award show that's supposed to be for us?
Mm.
We know Lizzo can get out there. Lizzo has been on. Lizzo is out there
Yeah,
for
she about to
the
kill the
people.
Grammys.
The people meaning all the people. She can be on any other. She can be nominated at any other award show.
Mm.
What are the chances of Ari Lennox being nominated at
and winning, right?
a
At the
bigger award show
Grammys or
than
American
BET
Music.
or MTV are producing?
Dreamville. She's nominated for best rap album.
But that's not
That's the whole
her project,
Dreamville
right?
label.
That's
She
the
gonna get a
whole
Grammy
label.
from it. Shit.
Yes, but that's not.
She gonna get a
So-
Grammy from it.
Dreamville's
that's
gonna
not
win?
just
She's
her.
gonna. No, I don't.
So what are you talking about?
Cole, I'm
She
sorry.
is talking about her album,
Her
Shea
project.
Butter Baby, being her baby and being soulful, and the fact that she feels like it deserves more recognition from the black entertainment television.
Yep.
That
But
in
here's
itself.
also the real tea, and it's sad, and it's also what. Yep.
That's
I was
right.
just about to say.
They don't.
Yeah,
Black,
black people don't.
black
yeah.
people have
Yeah,
not
no.
on BET.
But
or
the Soul Train
Fire.
Awards
Years
is
Johnson.
smaller than the BET Awards. Like the Soul Train Awards has literally been one of the blackest award shows.
Yep.
Above the BET Awards, like
Yeah.
BET Awards is a big thing. Like,
Still not.
but
owned
the
by
Soul
black
Train
people.
Awards, you snub somebody at the Soul Train
Soul
Awards.
Train.
Like the Soul Train, the show was like
Hip-hop.
pivotal for black
Yeah.
people. Like that was a
R&B,
huge
soul
thing.
music.
So I feel like
right there.
they really dropped the ball with doing that, especially at that particular award show.
Yeah.
And that's how you know that it wasn't, because a lot of white people listen to and support Lizzo more than
And
the
that's
black
what I'm saying,
community,
yeah.
for real.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I heard her album in my white friend's car. I had listened to the album. She turned it on and was like, "You
She
don't know
crossed
this?"
over. She got
Yeah.
that
Like,
crossover
no.
with people.
You gotta
Oh shit.
She played the flute.
this right
Twerk,
quick.
twerk,
She
and
twerks,
play-
Yeah.
she twerks and play the flute.
Can we do one last top? We're gonna do one last topic.
Okay, what's the topic?
Damn, this music shit is nice. But what we?
Ask the question of the day.
Yeah,
Ask the question of
You
the
want
day.
your ass
Are
eat
we
now?
gonna talk about
Ask the
STDs?
question
What about
of
eat
the
your
day.
ass?
I have nothing
Can
to
we
say
talk
in this
about
category.
Ask the question of the day. That's the question of the day.
Oh, question of the day is: Would you get your ass? She's not gonna
Why
answer
you
that.
say like?
Because Bree not gonna answer that question on camera. I can't. Listen here, take this. I can't. Bree not gonna answer that crazy
You will
question.
be bringing up this question like every other day.
Because it's an oral epidemic that we as young people are now being subjected to.
Then ask the damn.
Just ask the question. She can deny.
Do you get your ass ate out, Brandon?
I do. So don't.
Can we not make this the question of the day?
Damn.
The name drop.
Okay, let's be serious for once. How you feel about the political race? That's what we really need to talk about. How do you feel about politics and things of that nature?
Next question.
Well, we see where all of us are.
Really
money.
fucked.
What?
Huh?
Trump got his money. The unemployment rate is down.
What?
Oh,
I'm not a Trump
Lord
fucking supporter. I'm just saying the
Jesus.
nigga got
Oh,
his
hell,
money.
and you, what if
The
this end up
fuck?
in the shade room? Like, I don't have time.
You sound like a Trump supporter.
Jesus.
Was that?
Nah, but you
No,
can't
fuck
deny facts though. Like the employment rate is down,
It's hella low.
but that don't necessarily mean you have an easier time getting a job as a black man.
I can't get a job
we
as a
throwing
black.
out general facts, but that what does
I
that
can't get a
mean?
job as a black man because I'm gonna have a felony and I have a strike. I can't do shit
what is Trump
but be an
gonna do for
entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Fuck, Trump ain't gonna do nothing but get my mama good 401k, I think, or something like that.
So, but here's
send
the
it.
thing with Trump, though. Like, he's good for rich business
You got it
people.
already? Oh shit.
Oh. He's good for rich business people. He's making them hella money.
Yeah.
But I'm talking
No,
about
he's
our
speaking in
community. It's our community that's still
He ain't did
suffering.
shit for our community.
Hey,
He said he was gonna say.
I
he
didn't
ain't do shit
Here's
for
the
us.
real gag. People don't care about the black community, the poor black community, the middle class black community, unless they're talking about who's going to vote for them. After that, it's a wrap because we are the underrepresented people in America, and that's how the system is built. The problem is, black people get stuck accepting that. You said you don't really feel like your vote counts. You don't think that before black people were really allowed to vote, that people weren't walking around saying, we ain't never gonna get the vote anyway. That there was always that ideal. We're never gonna move forward.
But I can't.
I understand that you vote.
I told this nigga to go vote though.
I vote. I
Good.
vote.
I told everybody around me to go vote.
I
The
got the
problem
little
is that there's
peach.
black people
Yeah, I got
stuck
the
in that
peach, too.
mindset. Our
I got
vote
the
ain't
peach,
being
too.
counted anyway, so what I'm gonna go vote for?
Right,
We're
and I
never
think-
going to move forward if we just keep believing that shit is never gonna
Nigga,
change.
we ain't
Or
gonna
if
move forward until we
somebody-
come together, nigga.
That's also
That's what
true.
I'm saying. We divided.
Fuck that. We need to
And
start
I
having
also
riots.
feel
Are you
like
trying to fight me?
I also feel like that starts with us though, and I feel like it's not enough. It's not enough. I really do feel like that starts with us. Like that starts with us, and it starts with the. We live in Atlanta. There's no reason that the West
student
End
movement.
looks the way it does. It's no reason that Atlanta student movement and the West End and the area that we live in a fucking food desert. There's no reason. All of the influential and successful and wealthy black people who came out of this city, and this is what, and it's getting gentrified out the ass, and it looks like shit.
I don't-
There's no
People like Bill
reason.
Gates.
Excuse me.
And I know you're not from there,
No,
granted.
no. It's okay. Excuse me. I'm not mad at gentrification for that reason right you just said right there. Now, Little Baby said that he was going to help, and another
Lil
man
Baby.
said that no, they said that they was going
Lil
to rebuild the
I
West
have a
End.
documentary on gentrification, by the way.
really
It's- You should
I
definitely
haven't
check
seen
it
it.
out.
You should watch it
The
then.
camera not rolling, Bree.
It's not?
Oh.
Oh,
You should say it.
I'm about to say.
Shit.
But yeah, gentrification pisses me off. I think it makes me sad. I've met people who have said, okay, I'm gonna shut up.
No,
Okay.
continue.
I was gonna say, I've met people who have said, like, it's Sally next door and Tom next door, and I'm right in the middle, and this was my grandmother's house. She bought the house in 1951. And now I'm being forced out of this house because of gentrification, and taxes are raising, and the market value on the house is now being skyrocketed because Susan and Tom have enough to pay $1 million for the same house that was $25,000. Like, that shit is irritating, and it's happening, and it's sad. They're wiping out entire blocks right down the street from us, and it really makes me question what the AUC is going to look like in 20 years, if that.
Coppin State University. You ever been there? It's in Baltimore. As you drive down this Baltimore street in the ghetto of ruined down buildings and projects and shit like that, you pull up to this bridge. It's a nice bridge. It's like a bridge, like the bridge over there by the Mercedes-Benz when you cross the street. Some of that nature. As you pass that bridge, you make a left. You come onto this fabulous campus that looks like, not only does it not look like an HBCU, but it looks like a fucking 4-year PWI university. That's what it's going to look like. HBCUs will change. It will change. You know, it will change.
That would make me sad.
But you know,
They could use some funding, but I don't
we
want
invest
it to
back
be.
into it. We gotta invest
Listen,
back
I'm
into
trying.
HBCUs.
When I get there.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking
I
about
made
like.
my first alumni donation of $20 before I graduated. That's all I got right now. But it's a
No,
start.
but it's something. Thank y'all for tuning in again. All right, check us out next week on. Wait, Bree. Tell everybody where they can follow you at. Give me your
Yes, you
social
guys can
handles.
follow me at _Bree_Bev. That's _BRI_BEV. And you can follow the show that I produce at Lipstick and Cognac. And you can definitely check out some of my work in my bio. There's a link. Check it out. Love you guys.
shout out to Reese. Shout out to Madison. Benz, he sleep. Say, Kayla, what's up, girl?
My
We're gonna get her on the show.
IMBT is coming soon.
Ooh. Get that
Ooh.
credit. Get that credit.
Somebody is helping me set it up because they were like,
What?
Brandon, I see you, boy. That's Brandon over there. If you don't know, it's Brandon. If you do know, it's Brandon. I'm Rollo, my nigga. We out this thing. King
Please.
Talk with a
King
slice
Talk
of queen.
with a slice of queen talk.
"Oh, I like that!
You wash
King
your
Talk
hands,
with a
nigga.
slice of queen."
Need your nails
It's
done,
been
bro.
real.